Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone's cracking time, the movie zone, the time machine. I'm here with my co-host, John. How are you, John?
Not bad. It's a bit kind of cold here again. It's the clouded over and it's raining a bit.
Yeah. It's been raining here as far as
It's
I can
been
tell
really,
in the
really weird
windows.
weather.
But it is weird weather. I will
Yep.
admit now. I will say right that it is weird weather, right? But I'm not going to say that it's climate change and we're responsible. We ain't, right?
No.
That's the bottom line, right? Scientists can say what they want. They're on the payroll, right? They're going to say whatever they're told because they're given thousands pounds all the time. Like they're giving money, right? End off, right?
Yep.
So they sold out, right? We only cause a small minute. It's fact, right? It's fact. You can actually check it up because if we are responsible, then remember when we were back in the Victorian times when there would have been just everybody using coal back then. There was no talk and the weather wasn't acting fucked up then, wasn't? No, it wasn't. Okay, so like all of this crap, get away. But we don't want to get into that because we are here
Yeah.
for the machine. I have sent out the emails to our other two panelists, but I just sent them out with a just hoping because I think Alpha is working, so he won't be here. I don't think. I don't know what the story is with Lee. Sent him an email, but I don't know if he was coming on with us for this. So I'll just send him a little message and see if he's come. If not, it's just me and you. I've got the movie
Yeah.
set up, ready to go.
Yeah, I've got it set up as well.
Brilliant. I see Chris and David Rayner are in the chat. I know Chris will be watching with us anyway. So we'll give you the countdown when we start, Chris. And there's 5 people watching at the moment. If you could do us a favor and hit that like button, even if you're not going to stay, hit the like button. Show a bit of support and do us a favor before you leave. If you are off to do something else or whatever, if you could share the stream as well, I'd really appreciate that as well. Hold on, I think it'd be better off texting Lee on Twitter because he seems to respond quicker there. Actually,
Yeah. This goes on for an hour and 42 seconds.
42 minutes, yeah. And
42 minutes. Aye.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. This, I mean, the first time I saw it was I was a kid when I saw it, and it kind of sparked my imagination for time travel and that, and you know, it was something that wasn't like Doctor Who. I mean, it was like it just gave me the imagination to like make things and pretend. You know, when you're about 4 years old and all that, and
Yeah.
you want to build stuff and that, and like pretend like you're traveling in time and you're going somewhere. That was what I was like when I was about 4. I was like making things out of cardboard boxes, and you know, it's something that kind of stuck in my imagination. This film.
Yeah, I like this movie. I really do.
Yeah.
I have to say, it's going to cause a bit of controversy here, but I also like the
The one with
updated
Guy
version.
Pearce.
The updated version, the one with
Yeah.
Guy Pearce. It's a very good movie. I'm sorry, it is a good. It's not. Look, it doesn't go into as great detail as this movie does. But
Yeah.
what the 2002 version does is, I think it does a more simplistic movie. But I mean, look at the design of the Morlocks.
Oh, the design of that time machine from the 2002 movie, it was absolutely brilliant. It looks
It
like it's been
was, wasn't
carved.
it? So people,
It's,
I know people
yeah.
aren't fond of remakes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I do like the talk. I was contemplating, well, should I put the remake up and let's see what people vote. But the way people are going on now, if I even mention a remake, people are moaning. No, do the
Yeah.
original. Fair enough. And I did say I would do originals, but I mean, you can't knock all remakes all of a sudden because you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I was surprised, very, very surprised about this because Guy Pearce was in Neighbours, and Samantha Mumba was a singer, and it was like when the movie came out, I went and bought it in video back then, and I put it on, and I was completely mesmerised in a few seconds of it, because you were in you were it was just, it took you right into the school, and they were going down the stairs and all that. And then it took you into his classroom and all that, and he was writing equations and all that, and the costumes and everything like that. I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is good. It is. I mean, look, back then in the 50s and 60s, especially the
yeah,
late 50s, you start making a lot of sci-fi movies, kind of end of the world movies and stuff like this. And
yeah,
then you got, in between all of that, you got this movie. I think you also got War of the Worlds as well, didn't you? So, I mean,
yeah,
look, they were making some, look at, do you know why I think movies like this, The Time Machine and War of the Worlds, I think the reason why people love them so much is because you look at all the hard work that went into that, right? The model building, right?
yeah,
The practical effects, right? I mean, they were doing things that they've never done in cinema. Do you remember when worlds collide and everything? Like when they were showing that trailer, you're gonna
yeah,
experience the best cinematics. Like they hyped it up to bits because it was never seen before.
yeah.
So and that movie, I love that movie.
You
When
see,
when
see
worlds
the
collide.
the problem I have with modern films is because there's too much going on. There's too much CGI. It's over the top. I mean, it's not about storytelling. It's all about imagery. Because you've got to tell that story. You've got to have the story to captivate the audience. I mean, to take you into that world. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why. Such a great writer as Terry Nation developed the Daleks and all that, and H.G. Wells, he came up with the concepts of the time machine because of his experiences. It was noted that he got the idea of the tunnels and the Morlocks because of his experiences with what was it? It was it was when he was a child, and it was servants and all that, and going to laundry rooms and all that, and he got the idea of the Morlocks tunnels and all that, and he created he was absolute genius when he constructed all those ideas. He put all those ideas and made it into something more interesting that would captivate people, and get them to read his books and all that, and stimulate the imagination.
yeah. I mean, it's like movies like this really did, and especially if you were a kid growing up at that time, John. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, I mean, it sparked their imagination when we were growing up. But could you imagine when that movie first came out back in the back in the day, and the kids of the time, getting to see this? Say, I don't know how long it would have took for this movie to come. I don't know how they did it back then. I don't know how long it was when they made a movie when it was put on TV, or did they just go to the cinema? I don't really know. But I mean, could you imagine being a kid watching that
yeah,
movie? And even War of the Worlds, as Chris has mentioned there, even watching that old movie, that would have been even the music,
yeah,
that would have been all exciting. I tell you what we'll do. I think Lee has crashed out,
yeah,
because he's been awake over nearly 2 days. I think he hasn't been sleeping well. So what we'll do is we'll start, and if he pops in the meantime, sure, we'll give him a
yeah,
timestamp, won't we? And we'll
yeah,
get this started because, as you said, it is an hour and 42 minutes. And
yeah,
yeah, so John, you go and do the countdown because I have a set up. So if everybody in the chat is ready, which I think Chris would be the only one watching with us, but if there are
yeah.
people watching and not in the chat, welcome. We'll do a 5-second countdown now. We're just waiting for the people in the chat to let us know that they're ready, and then we'll do the countdown.
Okay, already.
We're just waiting to
5.
see. Hold on, wait.
Oh,
Just waiting
oh,
to
oh.
see if there's any.
See if
There's
there's
anybody.
anybody else.
in the chat yet. We're just waiting for the ones because, you know, we don't want to start just in case Chris has gone off to get a cup of tea. Right, so if you are all ready, please press 1, and then we'll get John to do the countdown, and we can get this show on the road. And don't forget to hit that like button as well.
Yeah.
Right.
There's other people watching because there's 4 watching at the moment, and
Yeah, there you go. There, we got the one. Chris is the one that I wanted to wait for because he watches with us, and David there is watching with us now this week as well. So he has pressed 1. So go ahead. Yeah, we've got the ones that we need because those 2 lads were the lads that were active in the chat. So I was just waiting on them really to press 1. So go ahead, John.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
MGM, when MGM were decent.
Yeah.
Where they cared about just making movies. A George Pal production.
Now this is all interesting because it takes all the concepts of H.G. Wells, all the materials that made that time machine from his novels, and it was like the handle was made out of quartz. It was chiseled out of quartz. Parts were made of ivory and all different types of materials and all that. You know, I watched the documentary on this, The Journey Back. I think it was about maybe about 20 years ago, and it told you all about it.
And the dramatic music.
Yeah. You see, what was interesting is because they knew how to kind of hook the audience with the music and all that.
Yeah,
and
sorry, I couldn't hear you there because I had the 2 earphones in because this is so high. But what were you saying?
They know how to hook in the audience with the music.
Yeah, back then it was all about, but back then it was about the music as well. Soundtracks and the music back then were very key in movies, you know.
And it's like, this is like a kind of fairy tale. It's like it's like boy meets girl in the future, you know. It's like he saves the existing race from the threat of the Morlocks and all that, and he kind of falls in love with her, and then he has to go back for her. And you know, it's just as good as the 2002 movie. The 2002 movie was it was a good remake. I could say that, but it wasn't.
Remake, but I will say that the classic one just edges it for me because there's more to it. The one thing that did disappoint me about the 2002 version is there wasn't a lot more of him, you know, doing a little bit of time traveling before he got to where he got, you know, because he does a bit in this movie. If I remember correctly, he stops when there's a nuclear attack happening and all of this stuff.
So that's his best friend, Philby.
Yeah,
Philby. And Philby's a part of the family that owns the clothes department store at the end of the street. And this is interesting because it's the same person that plays his son.
Yeah, you know, they got him to play Boat Rat, which is brilliant. That's what I love, though.
That's Alan Young who played that part. Now, I like this when they're all around the table and all that. And you know that they don't realize what's happened and all that, but it's because he had left a message with Mrs. Watchett to go to dinner, and it was all kind of planned. You know, he planned it all in advance through the time machine. That once he arrives back, that he'll tell the story of his adventure.
Here he is, you know, like, yeah, I forgot. Mrs. Watcher, what would you like, lads? Mhm. Even what does there's like literally 20 clocks. Look at there.
And it's amazing, these clocks all go off all at one go. And
Chris just said something very interesting there in the chat. He says, Mark my words, you can expect to see an Amazon logo being added to the start of any classic NGM movie within the next year. Well, that's if the movie isn't offensive to twats out there, I suppose.
yeah,
You know, companies want to.
there he is, all distressed. You know, it's complete fantasy and it's reality at the same
Yeah.
time. I mean, it's the what if you could travel in time and you could go somewhere that nobody else has been, and you could set your eyes on it for the first time and witness the progress of mankind and all that, and see what the outcome is. So this is him. He's basically going to tell the story.
What would you do if you had a time machine? What would be the first thing you'd do, John?
Well, I would go back to see the Titanic down at Southampton. You know, I would just want to see it being, you know, I would like to go back in time and see all the historical events, you know, that the Battle of Hastings and all that, and
Yeah.
William Wallace and all that, and going back to see, you know, things that's been in history books has only been talked about and all that, and you know, there's many things to do, I suppose, many things, places to go and people to see. I mean, it's I would like to meet Einstein, and you know, it's just like maybe take him forward, and you know,
I look at how smug he is here.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the fourth dimension now. No.
Up or down, 3 dimensions. But what is the fourth dimension?
I have to say, right, I would love to get me hands on, right, and I've seen the price of them, and that's why I want. But I've always wanted an original little time machine, right? You know, now the ones that are really the handcrafted ones, but they're about bleeding 200 bleeding quid, right? But I also want the updated version time machine because I think both in both movies are brilliant. But I do like the classic one a little bit better because it does have the classic furnishings on it and stuff, and
Yeah.
I love all of that. I wish we could go back to times like that where men dressed in suits and
Yeah,
took care of their
I would
appearance.
feel comfortable dressed like that all day. I mean, if I dressed like that now, it would cause an outrage.
I know, yeah, yeah. I used to now. Don't get me wrong. I used to dress like that. Even to
Yeah.
this day, I used to dress like that, but not anymore. Now I'm more into me jeans and fucking stuff like that. But I always wore suits, like.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah,
The
that's the
tiny
size
little
model I
model.
want. I want that. You can get size models like that, but they're about 200 quid.
I suppose you could make one, but it was be getting the parts for it.
Yeah.
You know. See what the 2002 movie was just all about one man's obsession about the death of his girlfriend.
Yeah, but it was very well done because the
Yeah,
question he was asking in that movie was, why can't I change time? And it was a simple concept. It was easy. If his girlfriend hadn't have been killed, he
yeah,
would have got married, had kids, and not even invented the time machine.
yeah.
So it made sense.
His real reason is because he wants to explore time.
Mm.
And he puts the cigar down in the seat and he just switches the lever and you can see it light up. He
Yeah.
pushes the lever forward and then you can see the wee disc spinning. Just look at the reaction of them all.
I know their faces. Look.
Yeah.
You would be intrigued watching something like this, though, wouldn't you? If you had a mate like that, listen, I can travel through time. Show me.
If I could travel through time, I would take a lot of people with me anyway. I don't think I would go myself. Well, I think I would go myself because I want to experience it much for myself. But being like the Doctor, I could understand that he wants to take a companion with him. You know, to show them the wonders of the universe and all that, and wonders of time. I mean, it's more interesting watching somebody experience it rather than you experiencing it yourself. But
Waste of a good cigar, says David. It was actually. It looked like a nice old cigar.
And I tell you, the car wouldn't be full of chemicals like it is now.
Yeah, but backward. It's funny how they don't believe him.
No.
That's the thing, though. But this movie is very interesting because, if someone did invent that, you would have his mates, if they are businessmen saying, well, how can we exploit this commercially?
I
I
mean,
actually
having a
think
time
dangerous.
machine
I
isn't.
actually think it is dangerous to make. Look, with all the me saying I'd love to go here, there, and everywhere through time. Let's be honest. I think time travel would be very dangerous. Very dangerous. Whether you're going back to the past or you're going to the future, I think it would be very dangerous. The consequences of your actions could really have a huge impact. You've heard of the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
But like you, I'd like to go back to Titanic Southampton, bring me camera phone and take decent fucking photographs of the ship and see if it really was on fire.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't warn anybody because it's part of history. You'd have to let it happen.
Yeah. All you just do is try and blend into that time as much as you possibly can. That's all you can do, and just keep your thoughts to yourself. I mean, you can wander around in it. You could even board the ship. You could walk around. You could get a pass to get on board the ship to have a look around.
Yeah, I do it
Imagine that.
now. I do it now, but at the same time, I'd be scared shitless knowing what I know. That I'm on this ship, and in a couple of days' time, it's going to be it's going to be
Yeah.
down at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean.
The
It's like,
question is, what kind of psychological effect would it have upon you? I mean, would you get flashbacks of the wreck? I mean, standing at a bit on the actual ship, would you just get flashbacks of what
yeah,
you already know?
exactly. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's fascinating. It is the whole concept of time travel is fascinating because if you could do those things and go back to certain historical events,
Mhm.
you don't know how you're going to react, and you don't know how you're going to react after the fact either. You could end up having nightmares.
Yeah.
Philby was the only one that believed him, though. Even in
Yeah.
the newer version as well, when he was questioning him at first, by the end he believed him. I love the end of the new one actually, where he throws his bowler hat up in the air, and then the music kicks in and he walks off. I loved it.
But he's trying to kind of bring him back to reality to try and convince him not to go. But there's that curiosity, even just you really want to go on. You want to explore it. But then there's another reason you if you want to travel in time, you want to go to a place that's free of war and it's peaceful and it's
Yeah, remember this was made in the 50s as well, wasn't it? The 50s?
60s.
Oh, the 60s, early 60s. So think about it. They would have back in those days. They would have had the threat of especially
Wars.
back in the 50s. You know, there was the paranoia in America. You know, everybody was a Russian spy and all of this rubbish. So this movie kind of reflects that because he's saying we're finding new ways to kill each other every day, and you know. Yeah.
There's nothing for man to trifle with.
He kind of had a point as well, Phil. But, you know,
Yeah.
a point. Whereas so did Joy. He had a point as well, like, you know. Look, he's trying to get him to go home with him and all.
Yeah.
I've always liked Philby, even in the what you call it, in the updated version, he's brilliant as well. He's played by that actor, and he's brilliant. He's just one of those heartwarming characters that you have in the story.
He's like that best friend that tries to make his friend see sense. You know, it's like
they're willing to tell their best friend. They're willing to tell their best friend what other people aren't.
Yeah.
Look, he's even telling them, promise me you won't leave the house tonight. That's not the same.
But he's desperate to go to the time machine and start it up. See, that's him planning on the dinner.
David, see you later. Yeah, George was lucky his friends were merely capitalists and not something worse, people willing to change the story. Yeah, they just wanted to find a way of making money out of it. That's all.
You see, this is taking place the last day of 1899.
Yeah, it was the new year's just been run, and now he's.
And they even showed this film in 1999, and I think it was BBC Two. I can't remember, but they showed it before the millennium.
Look at that!
Wow!
Look at that! See, I like the new one as well because it kind of pays homage to it, you know?
Yeah.
But look at that. That's just pure beauty right there. Whoever designed it.
Wow.
Look at that. I've always wanted to sit in one. Do you remember that episode of did you ever watch The Big Bang Theory? Sheldon tries to get his hand on the time machine, so they time share it. with his friends, but it doesn't go as well. But they have a version of the time. It's deadly. It is.
Yeah.
And I
It
think
actually makes an appearance in Gremlins, the film Gremlins,
yeah,
because
they still have it. It's the one
yeah,
prop I think they've actually looked after over the years because it has made appearances in several movies and shows. Actually, this is it. This is where he's putting the final touch now.
yep. Because the handle's made of quartz and ivory, and it's what it's a link to the machine.
Here we go. I even love the display.
Yeah.
We got Unknown in the chat as well with us. Welcome, Unknown. We got 10 people watching now, actually.
Wow.
Thanks
Oh,
very
that's
much.
amazing.
If you want the timestamp for the movie, I can give you one now. If anybody's watching the time machine with us, we are 26 minutes in, and I'm coming up to 30 seconds. 26 and 30 seconds in. If you just want to watch it.
So it goes on slowly and sees very little change. But he notices the clock and then the candle.
I love the way they just explain it. Original is the best, says Doctor Who 50 and beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like we've been talking about the remake. I have a soft spot for the remake. It was a simplified story, as I said. This one had a lot more to it. That's why this one will edge it for me. But I do like the updated version with Guy Pearce. I do. But this is brilliant.
This actually makes the concept of time travel, the time travel event more interesting.
Yeah.
You know, you can sit and watch the faster the passing of time.
The thing about it is, they did the same in the updated version where when he does it, and the building start, and you see the planes and then the spaceships, and very good.
I thought the special effects for the 2002 movie were pretty good. I saw it a couple of days ago again.
Yeah, I watched it recently myself because I knew we were watching this one, but I wanted to watch the update, the remake. I remember that was the first movie. That was the very first movie that Samantha Mumba and our brother starred in. But our brother stole the show. He was brilliant in that movie.
He was the computer system in the library. Is that right?
No, he was the the boy.
Oh, right, the boy. Oh, I can see the resemblance.
Right, so he's at 1900. So he's only gone a couple of months. He's gone 6 months now since.
Yeah. See, this was interesting because it was highlighting the changes of time as well. Because you could see that the new movie didn't kind of highlight this. Well, it did for a wee while, but it wasn't emphasised on it. The change of fashions as well.
Yeah, so that's what he's talking about now. He says, how far are women willing to go when it came to their dresses? Because, they wore quite long dresses.
And the skirts get shorter and shorter.
Yeah. Even for back then, this was very well done.
Yeah, you see the growth of the apples in the tree.
Oh. So he's gone 17 years. So you know what's happened in 1917, folks.
Yeah.
And this is the first time he has stepped out of his time machine now.
Yeah. It's because he didn't return and kind of left everything.
Of course, he doesn't know this yet because it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the effects in this movie were brilliant. I agree with you. For the time as well. Very well done.
See, it was all kind of the kind of stop motion animation kind of thing, and I think it works very well for like time travel.
Yeah. We got some rats or mice.
Yeah. But it would have been interesting to see the wee time machine sitting on the table as they entered.
I know it would have been, but you would have needed someone there to pull the lever. That's the thing. So it wouldn't have
Yeah.
made sense. But I get what you're saying. That would have been great.
If it was just sitting there, or it just arrived when he saw it. Now it's amazing what they've done with the outside sets as well. They went through enormous changes for the past and the future. So David Philby kept that in trust. It was like a kind of trust the house. Just hoping that he would return back. So this is quite interesting. I think this is when we actually see Philby's son. That's him pulling up now.
Ah, this is very fun.
The baby Jamie Philby. And he finds that he passed away. He was killed in the war.
Ah, see, that's
He was
why
the
I love.
executor.
That's why I love this dad. That's why I love Philby because you got to see snippet like his friend had disappeared, but instead of selling his estate, he protected it. And even after death, he obviously got his son to make sure that it was never sold. That just
Well, it was in case he returned.
Yeah.
Because he knew that sometime he would return. Perhaps a cup of tea might make you feel better, sir.
See, he's angry because the reason why he left his time was because
Yeah.
we were killing each other. Now
Yeah.
he's after traveling through time, forward in time, and now he's realised, well, we're still killing each other.
Yeah, and it's going to get worse until the event takes place where the destruction of the Earth happens.
They couldn't have got a better actor anyway.
Yeah.
In what's his name? Rod Taylor.
Rod Taylor.
Yeah, couldn't have got a
Yeah.
better actor. Have to be honest.
And he only died a few years ago. Rod
Yeah,
Taylor.
I say he was very proud of this movie. He should be because I mean, I say it probably wrecked his head though. Fans.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's removing the bars because he wants to see the.
The change.
He just wants to see the change of the. You would though, wouldn't you? Because you want that kind of point of reference as well.
Mhm.
The Doctor Who at 50 and Beyond says the effects by George Pal still are next to none. The best even for today's effects and low budget films. CGI takes everything to the next level. The higher the budget, of course. I agree. I prefer practical effects myself, mate.
Yeah. All
And I
practical
mean, even
effects
with
is
today's
using reality.
technology,
Yeah.
they could use practical effects and then, use the CGI to CGI out the bits that they don't want the audience to see. But I think movie makers, in all reality, have become lazy.
Yeah.
They most movies depend heavily on CGI, and they lose something. They're 1940 now, so there's another fucking war now.
Yeah.
We know what war that is, folks.
Yeah. Well, you can see that there are bombs flying and there's planes flying as well.
See, he doesn't realize that the First World War stopped. There was
Yeah.
peace for a while, and then the Second World War. '45. There we go.
I mean, look at all that, the construction
I
of the
know.
building being put up. I mean, that's not bad for practical effects. And all it was is stop motion animation, and it works so well. And you can see that in the likes of the film The Tower and Inferno as well, and the Poseidon Adventure. I mean, these are great movies.
Yeah, 66 now. There was always a threat of
Yeah.
nuclear war in the 60s. So,
Yeah.
they actually have a memorial where his house used to stand as well, which is.
Yeah. I would say that this film was a possibility. They've got the war and all that, and the threat of a nuclear war, and they've got it quite spot on. But
Yeah.
even though it's imagination, it's still a possibility.
See what I mean, man? Philby all the way through, man. It doesn't matter whether he's dead or not. You get these little night. I'm telling you, man. That guy,
Yeah.
you want a friend like that. That's
Yeah.
a friend. And there's the shop. It's become a medical thing, but the woman is still there.
Look at the wee shavers as well. The wee
Oh,
battery
there he is.
shavers.
Oh, he remembers him now.
Yeah. The mushrooms will be sprouting. See, his clothes and he doesn't look a day older.
Yeah. I mean, even watching this, like,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah, the explosions and all that. It's not bad for practical effects. I mean, they've went to the exact detail of everything. And it becomes like a volcanic eruption.
Wow.
I mean, they haven't got the lava right, but it looks quite good.
He was lucky there. He was just
Yeah.
about to get bleeding.
Fried.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, that's the time machine from Big Bang Theory. I was telling them about that actually. Where they were time sharing it and fighting with each other over it. Yeah. They were going on their own little adventures on it. It was brilliant, man.
I know Sheldon had a nightmare.
Yeah, Sheldon having a nightmare.
Wow.
The Morlocks and all. Very good, man. If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of the Time Machine, it's a good episode.
It really.
But again, the prop is so famous. You know, it's just as famous as the movie.
Yeah.
It's all right, man. Lee, nice to see you. If you want to pop in, we can give you a timestamp. Or if you just want to relax, because I know you've probably been asleep as well. If you want to take the night off, this one, you're okay. You can just watch along with us. But we do have 9 people watching, so as I said, each week the audience is we're starting to get a lot of you watching with us now. So I'm loving that. Of course, we will have to come up with next week's movie. Right, well, that's okay, Lee. Sure, we'll see you for the next one. Oh,
So he's 800,000 years into the future.
the Morlocks.
The Morlock Sphinx. Now this is the most exciting part of it. He's really in the future now.
Yeah, some say that the start of this movie is kind of dragged out a bit too much. I disagree.
I disagree myself.
I think it sets it up quite nicely. We get to see what was happening before he gets here. Jesus, everybody's getting suspended off Twitter. We've got Gary Limited for a tweet that was removed. Az got permanently suspended off Twitter. He's gone as well. Now Lee. Then there was Eric as well. He got his account limited. Twitter, I don't want to get into it on this stream because it's about this movie, but I will just say be careful on Twitter because you can't even quote Game of Thrones anymore.
Yeah.
Being suspended. That's what Az literally got suspended for. He quoted a Game of Thrones line, made it clear he was quoting Game of Thrones, and Twitter actually suspended him permanently. His ban is permanently. Hey, all, I've just subscribed, says Tyson Fury. Is it Tyson Fury the boxer? If it is, welcome.
See, they've got algorithms now, and they look for certain kind of words, and if they don't like that certain kind of word, I mean, that's you.
I know, but it's unfair because I mean, look,
Yeah.
both guys in particular, Gary and Az, they're honest with their opinions. That's the thing, and it's become a very dangerous occupation. You can't come out against pop culture. No, I'm not a fan. Says Tyson Fury. Why, you're not a fan of the Time Machine, or you're not a fan of Tyson Fury? I knew this movie was gonna win as soon as someone had brought it up.
Well, it's actually one of the best films of the 60s. It's one of the best films of the 60s, and it's one of the best productions as well. Because, I mean, the budget that must have been spent on this. And the size of the fruit in the future, I mean.
Yeah. I know. Jesus, could you imagine? I'll have an apple place. It's a whole fucking meal.
I tell you, I'd be tempted to pick one of these fruits up.
Oh, yeah. I picked it up wrong. You are a Tyson Fury fan. Sorry. Yeah. Everybody here. Well, even if they are, they're not going to talk to you, mate.
But everything about it is absolutely sinister. I mean, you have when it first encounters Weena, you know, she's drowning in a river, and
Yeah, and
none of
then
them go in to
nobody's
save her.
doing that. And I don't know. It's hardly paradise.
Yeah.
The Time Machine is an awesome movie, says Tyson Fury. It is. It is. She's starting to look around. Am I really here? I mean, on what's going on here? Because it is unusual. You have this big hall, and
Yeah.
then there's nobody in it.
But I think he senses something up as well. Because you don't know if these people that are still there are hostile or not. At that point, you don't know.
And then he hears other humans.
You know, the Eloy kind of remind me of the Thals in Doctor Who and the Daleks. Because, I mean, they've got all the same colour of hair. You know, they've got the blonde hair. And maybe this gave Terry Nation a wee idea. You never know. Look at them just sitting there. Watching her drown. I mean...
No.
Oh.
Very dramatic.
Are we still live?
Look at him looking at the ball as he's taking her out of the water.
It doesn't look like I'm live.
Oh. It's just like, oh, everything just goes back to normal. But it's very interesting, isn't it? We become
Yep.
the villain.
My internet cut out there. Noel, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think my internet cut out because my video stopped playing.
No, I could hear you all the time, mate.
That's my.
Oh, there she is.
Something wrong here.
There's your jacket back. I don't talk, but there you go.
Something wrong with my connection speed.
Yeah, internet's been playing up. Even mine, I was playing a game last night and it was telling me the signal was very, very low. Cheryl was actually asleep, so she wasn't using the internet. Yeah, the internet has been around the world. There's something going on, I'm telling you. I've been saying it for weeks and months. The
Yeah.
internet is being acting weird. Our satellite sky is being acting peculiar. The satellite signal keeps cutting out all the time. And it's not just the weather. It's not. There's something else because we've had stormy weather here and the skybox will work, right?
Yeah.
The weather has been kind of fine. There's no way that that the satellite signal should be disrupted. So there's either something going on with the sun, or as I said before, these can all laugh, I don't care. Aliens are interfering with our satellite.
Well, it could be. He's sitting down in the steps, you know.
Yeah. Huh? It is quite sinister.
Yeah.
So we get to eat all the fruit that we want because we're going to be eating. We're the cattle.
It's very eerie of today, what's going on today. You know, it's like, I mean, these kind of films kind of predict things in the future.
Yeah.
I like this when he sits down at the table and starts to question everything.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, he loses his shit here. Yep.
it is very eerie of what is happening now. Very eerie. Similarity.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. You would be kind of a bit pissed knowing that in the future these people, but obviously he doesn't know the situation, but these people basically, the whole of history is just being completely, wiped clean.
Yeah.
Record of it is completely gone now because all the books are gone to dust.
Yeah, I held a bookie like that in my hand once and it crumbled.
No.
It's just too eerily similar to what's happening now. It really is. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a warning to all of us. That's a big wake up call. Yeah, it just echoes what's happening now. Because you always think of your future generations, the generations that's going to come after you. What kind of future are they going to have?
Exactly.
You can already see it falling to bits now. They've got his time machine.
See you later, Tyson Fury. Thanks for popping in. Really appreciate it. Even the music here is very good.
Yeah. He sees one of them. I don't think the Morlocks were as impressive as this one. These are kind of. You can see that they're kind of hybrid humanoid in this one.
Yeah.
They just look like kind of monkeys in the 2002 version. They don't like fire.
Mm-hmm.
You are a little child, aren't you?
Hmm.
And the sets here are amazing because this is a studio. The camera angles and the lighting. They must have went really over budget for this film.
Wow. You can kind of hear the noise in the background of the cameraman shuffling
Yeah.
along a little bit.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
If they've no knowledge of fire, how do they keep themselves warm?
Unless it's warm all the time.
Yeah. Unless the climate's changed because of the volcanic eruptions.
Mm.
Or the planet's moved. I think she's still living, her.
What?
I think the woman that played Weena is still living. I think I'll go and check. Yeah, she's still living and she's 79 years old.
Wow.
The woman that played Mrs. Watchett died in 1968, 8 years after the film was released. Rod Taylor died in 2015.
Be interested.
Yeah.
The fuck will I go down there? Fuck that shit. Fuck you, Eli. Fuck you. I'm getting out of here. Give me my time machine. Oh, here we go. This is the famous scene now coming up.
I'll say Bolstrike has uploaded a new Doctor Who.
Yeah, I'll check it after I'm
Yeah.
when we're doing this stream. But yeah, I did ask him to highlight the whole Gallifrey 1 nonsense. So, because as I said, I think it's important.
Yeah, well, I posted a GIF of William Hartnell and said William Hartnell was the first.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
No,
He was the boy in the barn in the Stephen Moffat story. Listen.
Yeah, and you're not going to change that because you feel like on a whim. Fuck that shit. Sick of Chibnall thinking he could just go and do what he's doing.
Well, I'm glad that Moffat didn't tinker with it. I mean, that was I think he did mean it to be a young William Hartnell, but even though it was the image of the child in the barn was kind of darkened. So that just does it for me, because you go back, you just go no further into the Doctor's past. That's it.
Were they programmed to listen to this, I wonder? Because it's not affecting him. And he is human. I've always wondered that. Were they bred? I don't know, because they were bred. So was that instilled into them? Once the bell goes, that's it. It's dinner time for the Morlocks.
Yeah. He seemed to be hypnotised in a trance.
Yeah. There she is.
So that's basically what the Morlocks had been doing. They'd just been feeding them and clothing them and just waiting for them to be ripe enough to be eaten. Well, I suppose it is a part of the food chain in a way, and it sounds a bit sinister, but that's the way things go, I suppose. One thing eats the other.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is rather
Sinister.
sinister, yeah. We got 6 people still watching us, so really appreciate it. If you could do us a favor and hit that like button. And if you're enjoying this movie stream, don't forget, we do these normally every Wednesday. It was just stuff went on in the Doctor Who fandom yesterday that needed to be addressed. So this is why we're a day late with the movie. But every Wednesday we will have a movie. And after this movie, I will be getting John and myself. There'll be 2 choices this week because obviously the other 2 lads one is working and Lee deserves a break and a bit of a rest. So myself and John will be picking a movie each at the end of this. So John, that'll give you time to think.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about one today anyway. So I've got one in mind.
Okay, well, keep it to yourself. If you want to tell me in the private chat what it is, you can. But keep it to yourself for now. Don't let anybody know. And actually, I'll write in my movie as well, to be fair to you. Right. Right, this is my one. Cannibalism.
Yeah.
So that's the movie I've chosen. Good choice, I think, this week. I'm kind of going for those old type movies, because I think this one has highlighted how popular these type of movies are. So that's why I was actually going to go for this one.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll text it to you. I was going to go with this one originally. I was going to pick that one.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. Is
I
that the
know.
one with Cushing?
It's the
No.
original one, yeah?
Yeah. Well, this is the other one I was going to go with. It's quite
Well,
similar to yours.
well, we've put two choices. If this is your second, maybe we should put the two choices up and let them vote on either one. How
Yeah.
about that? So you put your two
Yeah, that's
choices
a good
up,
idea.
and I'll put my two choices up, and then we'll just let them choose. Oh, I remember that one. That was very good. That was the one where they had to. Yeah. That's See, they're all good movies. It's going to be
Yeah.
very hard to decide, but we'll go with all four, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a nice little treat for you guys for next week, because either way, these movies are fantastic.
The movie that I've highlighted, it's quite good. The first one. And the second choice is quite a good one.
No. Look at our eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, the matches. Mm-hmm. Brilliant little fight in this.
Yeah. And he gets his matches out.
This is when the Eli starts. Oh, very dramatic with the blood. Deadly.
That's a great scene where they're all exploding and that.
Yeah, I'm at the part where I don't know. Maybe for some weird reason I'm ahead of you, but I'm at the
Yeah.
part where they're talking at the tree now. Winners
Uh-huh.
after me. Sorry that you have to stay.
Yeah. No, it's probably because I went offline. So he kept the little flower that
Yeah.
Rena gave him in his pocket.
Very. Actually, that's what I would have loved to see. And bring Rena back to his time to show his friends.
Yeah.
It was a trap. We're caught in a trap. And I can't walk out. Because the Eli's got my baby. Of course, they weren't going to go down without a fight. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to change one of the videos I put in the private chat. I've got another one.
Which one are you changing?
At the Earth's core.
Or what are you changing it to? Because I had the poll ready to go, but I haven't posted it yet.
Back to the Future.
You shouldn't have said.
Well, the stop motion is quite good there.
Yeah.
And even the going back scene is quite good.
Yeah, but he forgets and then he remembers he has the flower.
Yeah. He's just back in time.
No, there we go. I wonder if he took some stuff with him back though this time. You know? Would he bring more matches? Would he bring, plans to build stuff for them? You know?
I don't know about that, but it would be interesting to see what happens to the future of the Eloy.
No. He knew. He knew.
They still don't believe him.
They don't. But he
No.
definitely does. Would have been nice if he had a brought Philby.
It would have been nice if he brought back Weena, but he's just wanting to go into the future again. And they're drunk.
Mhm. Hmm. Yep. This is why I love him.
So he goes back and a good character.
Yeah.
He brings the time machine back in.
Ah. Yep. Hmm. He has all the time in the world.
Build a new world for himself.
That is a cracking movie.
Yeah.
We'll wait until yours is over, but mine is already done.
He's taken 3 books with him.
Yeah, I'm already past that scene. Yeah, because your internet stopped for a few minutes, so
Yeah.
you're a couple of minutes behind me. This is going to rate highly anyway, I reckon, with people. So actually, I'm going to change one of my movies as well because they're 2 old movies, and I see what you've done. I think
Yeah.
that makes sense. So
I think it makes sense to get more viewers. You know?
yeah, so I'll pick this film because it's a film that I've always wanted to watch with people. Now, obviously, if they don't watch it, then that's fine. We'll do it eventually, but we'll do all the movies that we picked eventually. It's just like I like to give them a choice. So when when John's credits come up, then I will announce what the 4 movies are, and I've got it ready to post up on the community posts up on which 3 books would I bring?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. How to Rebuild a Civilization, I suppose, book on that.
Yeah.
Um,
But what you could have done is he could have just went and stopped at other times and took more stuff with him.
that's
You
what
know?
I mean. We don't know what he did because he probably that's what I'm saying. He left his time,
Yeah.
so it's very likely that he probably stopped somewhere in the future to pick up a few more bits and pieces, maybe to help them. Or if he even did go when he went back, then he probably traveled a couple of times while he was
Yeah.
there just to kind of help them out, maybe. So when John is ready, we'll
Well, give a
nearly
score.
there now.
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Right. So the 4 movie choices before we get into our rating and review of the movie. Here are the choices. You've got Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter is Dead. The second choice is Journey to the Center of the Earth. Yeah, why did I put? I got that wrong. Hold on. Sorry. I just have to fix it. We've got Back to the Future. And then my final choice is Flight of the Navigator. So we
Yeah,
got Don't
that's a good
Tell
one.
Mom the Babysitter is Dead. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Now I'm talking about the old version, no updated version here. Back to the Future and Flight of the Navigator. That is now officially being posted, and it is posted now. So if one of my moderators would like to put it in the chat, get voting away. Vote for your favorite movie. And as I said, as it's John, as myself and John have actually picked 2 movies each, it's going to be hard to choose which movie.
I think there's going to be a tie here. It just kind of looks like it because those are good movies.
They
I
are good
mean,
movies.
you've got Flight of the Navigator. That's a brilliant movie. You get
Yeah.
Back to the Future. That's an even brilliant movie. and you've got Journey to Center Earth, and you've got Don't Tell Mum the Babysitter's Dead. I really like all these movies. I think the humor in Don't Tell Mum the Babysitter's Dead is quite good. I mean, it's a funny movie.
Well, as I said, vote for whatever movie you want, guys. We'll get everybody now to vote actually for not vote, give me as a rating for tonight's movie in the chat. While myself and Real Super Doctor do the same. So Real Super Doctor, we'll start with you. You want to tell everybody how you felt about the movie, and also if you'd like to give your rating also.
I absolutely love this movie. I think it's one of the best movies of the '60s. It's there's a lot of good moral things in it, and it's about how one can push himself forward to kind of understand the changes in time when you become a time traveler. You go into the future, you see things for what it is, and you see how different from it is from your own time, and how everything is completely decimated. I mean, they've got the Eloy and the Morlocks, and the Morlocks being this, this group of rulers, and they're actually cannibals.
Yeah.
And you've got the Eloy. They're just being bred like cattle, and they're innocent, they're childlike, they've no knowledge of the future, they don't understand the past as well, and all the past that has remained has disintegrated. You can see that in the library as Rod Taylor picks up the books, and it just turns to dust in his hand. And you can see his frustration because of the way that society has developed over the time, and like it's completely turned into this kind of. But it's not like a paradise. It's like humanity has degenerated and become this. Because they have degenerated because of the changes in society, they've degenerated and become this this food source to this Morlocks, and basically he's quite upset about that, and you can see that in the first encounter with the Eloy, that they don't care if one of their one of the groups drowns or anything like that, and you can see that by him finding Weena for the first time and saving Weena for the first time, and that, and it's just like they all question it and all that. And you can see that it's very sinister, and it leads up to a sinister the sinister Morlocks, and in the end the Morlocks are destroyed and that, and he sees it as an opportunity, because he sees that the human race is a fresh mind, fresh enough to be taught again and develop again. He sees that going into the future again, and he can actually kind of re-establish the species again.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting.
What would you give it out of 10, John?
I would give it a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Absolutely brilliant. Chris, what would you give it out of 10, actually? Because I know you've been watching. And if anybody else there wants to give a vote as well, please do. I mean, look, you can understand his anger when he does go to the future and see that the human race has become basically sheep. But then he understands it, because then he says to Weena, he basically says, well, I had no right to give out, because, obviously society did change, and he he was using his standards of the way society should. And
Yeah.
again, if you look at it, even by the end, he's still like trying. He goes back because he wants to make this world a better place. So he is using his own ideals to drive this new future, which I find very fascinating. I've always wanted a second part with your guy in it to see after the fact, because that's what I like stuff like that. I've always wanted to see, but obviously it's way too late to do it now. But it would have been
Yeah.
nice to see the challenges that he would have had, to try create this new, even though it was kind of utopia in a way. There was sinister undertones, as we know, with the Morlocks basically, breeding them for food. But it was a paradise. It just obviously he felt he could do something, and that's why he went back. And of course, he did fall in love with Wayne as well. I mean that's you could see that even when he did leave to come back, he wanted her to go with him and stuff. And I would have liked to see her reaction to when if he had brought her to his time and to show her, what it was like in his time, because to her that'd be all advanced, but she's in the past. So that would have been an interesting take. David Rayner gives it an 8. I'm going to give it a 10. I agree with Real Super Doctor here. It's a terrific movie. The updated version for me gets an 8 because
Yeah.
it just it as I said, the story was more simplified in that one. But I
Yeah.
have a soft spot for it, and I do like the actors in it. But this is definitely a 10. I mean, the practical effects. I mean, even
Yeah.
looking at it today, yes, so some of the special effects in it looked a bit dated, obviously, but the majority of them were still very, very good, and the model shots were great. The miniature shots were great. The usual, like what they always used to do for movies like this. Absolutely fantastic. Chris, do you want to give your rating? Dave has given his. He's given it an 8, as I said. Do you want to? Because I know you've been watching the movie. We got 8 people watching us right now. Or could you do us a favor and go into the community section on the YouTube channel? You'll see it. There's a playlist and all of that, and then you'll see a section that says community. Go into it. There'll be a post there with the 4 movie choices. Go and vote for your favorite movie. Chris has also put it in the chat here. So if you're watching and you're not talking, but you're still watching, please go into the chat there and click onto the link that Chris has put in, and you can vote. Overall, it was very good. His personal struggle was to find his place in the world, and now he has, as the architect of the Eli a million years in the future. 9 out of 10. I agree, and what a very good point to actually bring up. So let me see. Where is we've just done the poll. So we'll see if anybody has voted. Chris said there was a vote for there was a
The
vote.
Flight of the Navigator's on 75%.
What? There must be only two to achieve votes or something though. But.
Yeah.
So hold on, let's see. So there's 9 votes. Flight the Navigator's on 67%. Back to the Future is on 22%. Journey to the Center of the Earth is on 11%. And Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter is Dead is on 0%. We've got 2 likes, 3 likes now. Do me a favor, as I said, keep voting. The result will be known on Tuesday. So, yeah, everybody get voting there and pick your favorite movie. The Time Machine won with 67% or 69%, by the way, just in case anybody was wondering.
Wow.
Trading Places came in at second with 17%. And I'm actually surprised that Another 48 Hours only got 13%, but there you go. It depends on the mood of people.
Yeah.
So that's why, we decided to put the 2 movie choices. Why not? You have 4 movies now to choose from. And as I said, right now, the poll, we've got Back to
Is
the
it
Future
Flight
now
of the
on
Navigator?
22%. Flight of the Navigator is on 67%. Journey to the Center of the Earth is on 11%. And we still have 0% for don't tell the mom the babysitter is dad. So get voting, and share that post as well, so everybody knows about it. I will inform everybody on Twitter that the poll is there. So what day is it today? So everything was late. Yeah. So Friday. We still haven't gotten any update off Lee on the little thing that he said he was doing for me. So we're gonna wait until that happens before we do the new Friday night thing. So actually, there might be something I will be able to do, because I was supposed to do an interview last week. Actually, yeah, last week, and it didn't happen because there was football matches on and stuff. So maybe I'll try organize that with the person involved and see if I can get a pre-record done and throw it up for you tomorrow. Saturday we're back again then for the classic Who.
Yeah.
Sunday is new Who, and
So what's the classic episode?
The classic episode I didn't pick, didn't I?
No, it was supposed to be Sylvester McCoy.
It's Sylvester McCoy. Right. Again, like Colin Baker,
He's got really bad episodes.
we're getting to the stage where we're going to be watching episodes that we don't really like, but Doctor Who. Right. Let me see. Didn't you do Back to the Future last year? Yeah, I think we did, but it's put in again. Look, just vote. Again, just vote for your favorite. It doesn't matter if a movie has been done before. This is obviously the new panel now. So even if we have done some movies, don't worry about it. We'll be doing plenty of more movies. It doesn't matter if we've done one before. If people feel like they want to watch Back to the Future again, then vote for Back to the Future. But if you don't, there's other movies to vote for. I don't mind. All the movies are great.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
There's not very much of the Sylvester McCoy era that's really good, you could say.
right, let's see. Right.
We've done Battlefield, we've done Ghostlight.
Yeah, we've done Remembrance as well. I'm just looking.
Yeah.
I'm just looking, and I think, again, I think we've done all of it. I'm just trying to see if there's. Here we go. Let me see. See, we've done all it is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, hold on.
You could actually skip it and do the TV movie instead. If we've done all these.
Did we watch Survival?
Yep.
We did The Course of Fenric.
Yes.
We've done Ghostlight.
You've done Battlefield.
and we've done Battlefield. So we've done that serial, we've done that season, we've done the last season as well, and we've done the season before that. So
Yep.
yeah, let's go with the Doctor Who movie.
Yep.
I'll put a trailer up for it later on to let everybody know that that's the classic Who. So yeah, we'll try to start a little bit earlier because that's the movie. We normally start around 7 or whenever, around between 7 and 8 now at this stage because my sleep pattern's all over the place. But we'll try to get this done early because it'll be a long one because Charlotte will be on the panel and she can only stay for a certain amount of time. So yeah, it'll be the Doctor Who movie on Saturday. So come and join us for that, and then that means then we go back to William Hartnell then, which again, you know, we'll have to see what we can watch of his and stuff. Actually, it was easy the first few months.
Yeah.
But it's starting to get a little bit harder now with the choices. So, but we'll keep going. And you know, we got New Who as well. So I'll get John to do his shout outs. Don't forget to subscribe.
There's actually a BBC One trailer up of it. The TV movie.
Right. Well, I get it off somewhere that'll be able to, because BBC are a bit weird right now. So
Yeah.
I'll find an American version, so they don't start acting the crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll put that trailer up so everybody knows. But yeah, we'll get John to do his shout outs now, and what you call it. As I said though, don't forget to subscribe to Daniel's channel. I want to give his channel a special mention. And don't forget, Ballstreck has put up a recent Doctor Who video.
Yeah, I'll be wanting to see that.
So I want to see that myself after this stream.
Yep.
So yeah. So go ahead, John.
I've got a Twitter account under Real Super Doctor and a YouTube channel under Real Super Doctor.
Fantastic. And as I said, go and vote in the poll for whatever movie you want, and come and join us for whatever it is. 4 great choices again this week. So check it out, community section, and vote away. And that's it. We are done. So I'll say good night to everybody. I want to thank Chris and everybody else, David, and everybody else that has been watching and hasn't commented as well. I want to thank you all for joining us. I hope you have enjoyed the Time Machine. As you see, we just do the movie. We talk about it briefly and then we give it a rating. We don't talk about any other rubbish. It's just about the movie. So I hope you have enjoyed this movie. Go and check out the 4 choices that are for next week. And we hope to see you all again next Wednesday for the Cracking Time, the movie zone. And whatever the movie is, it will be a good movie anyway. So we will talk to you very soon. So I'll leave you all now. I'll leave you all now with the channel trailer, and also the Cracking Time trailer, all created by Lee. Problem being, so if you're looking for any work, go to Aldred Audio Visual. There you will see all of his work concerning videos like this. If you got a YouTube channel, he does videos at reasonable prices. Go and check out his work. He's done all the trailers on this channel, and we have to say they're absolutely fantastic. Everybody loves them. So go and check out his work. Go and give him a bit of support. And thank you. And I want to thank my guest tonight, John. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
No bother.
We will see you over the week. Well, it's nearly the weekend. Might as well say we'll see you over the weekend. Have a good one. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. And have a good one, folks. Have a good one. Good night.
Good night, folks.
Bye.